All right. Get myself together. All right, we good. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Welcome to another episode of Club Pizzle. Uh-oh. Let me get my boys together. All right, we go. I am, of course, your host, Don P. Pizzle, Pod God, Cousin Don. All those good things. Should have did that before I started. Thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all continued support of this platform. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this podcast. While y'all are in a supporting mood, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff y'all do to these $1 million podcasts that don't think that don't even know that y'all exist. Also, I want to take this time before we get going to thank everybody for y'all votes for the Legend Awards. The award ceremony is on next Sunday, April the 26th at the LaSalle Theater. Tickets are still available. Tickets are going fast. I'm actually gonna go. If that's crazy, because y'all know Don don't pop out, Don don't come outside a lot. But y'all know how it is, man. But I am going to this. So again, thank y'all for y'all votes. Thank you, like, seriously. You know, whether I win or whether I don't win, I'm gonna be okay. Shout out again to everybody and salute to everybody that's nominated with me. The podcast community is strong. It is a bunch of dope podcasts. It's a bunch of us not trying to harm each other or cost each other anything. Ain't no power wars going on. Ain't no power beefs going on, at least on my end. Somebody out there might not like me and I don't even know about it. That's if that's the case, that's a you problem, not a me problem. So just support all of the pods. Shout everybody, salute everybody, press like on everybody's Instagrams, YouTubes, Twitch, all of that good stuff. Quick programming note: WrestleMania preview show will drop tomorrow night. I'm gonna get that going and get that working. I've been like trying to get that together for the most part, and I do have it together. And y'all know the motto: we gonna be here for a good time and not a long time. So just be ready and be prepared for that. It is WrestleMania week. On top of it being the opening round of the NBA playoffs, all 82 have been played. A couple of play-in games have been played, 4 of them to be exact, with 2 more tomorrow. I do want to talk about those a little bit. The SoFi play-in tournament. Make sure y'all check out the preview. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant now. I mean, even though I killed the Eastern Conference and I totally botched the Western Conference. Tuesday night, the Charlotte Hornets beat the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat are passing the sticks. The Charlotte Hornets move on and they'll travel to take on the Philadelphia 76ers, who got a win last night. The Phoenix Suns clinch the 7 seed. No, the Hornets are taking on, I'm tripping. The Hornets are taking on the team that lost, and the team that lost were the Orlando Magic. I'm going to get to those. I'm going to get to them in a minute. And in the Western Conference, the Portland Trailblazers clinched the 7th seed by defeating the Phoenix Suns. And the Phoenix Suns will go on to take on the Golden State Warriors, who defeated the Los Angeles Clippers last night at the Intuit Dome. Real quick on those games. The Charlotte Hornets, I'm pulling for them, and I want them to win tomorrow. And they'll probably beat Orlando. This is like a quick little preview. The Orlando Magic, they have a bunch of talent, but they got a bunch of talent that don't mix together. Like it's a running joke with me and my guy Chris Cargile. Like, they are the crustiest team. And Jamal Mosley is a great coach. Jamal Mosley has done so much with that team. And the expectations that were put on them, they've had injuries all season, but Paolo Banchero was there all year. He just wasn't there last night. against the 76ers. He looked like he played like crap. I don't know what's wrong with Paolo. Like it's ridiculous. That's a team that still can't consistently shoot the three ball outside of Desmond Bain. They need to do something. And you know what's going to end up happening? Whether Orlando advances to probably get swept by the Detroit Pistons, Jamal Mosley is going to get fired. And Jamal Mosley is going to end up with a good job. He's going to end up with another job. The Milwaukee job is open. So can I see Jamal Mosley going up there, them possibly trying to hold on to Giannis Antetokounmpo and bring in some other pieces and parts and make some other moves? Ja Morant, maybe. We'll see. But the Charlotte Hornets are an exciting team. LaMelo Ball just be out there. It's like he out there experimenting. And even through with those experiments, a lot of that stuff goes in. This dude be shooting one-legged three-pointers. He throws behind-the-back passes when a bounce pocket pass will suffice in the situation. But they got a squad. Con Knipple left his jump shot in the locker room. Hopefully, he packed it up in the suitcase and took it to Orlando with him. Because if Con Knipple was shooting at the clip that he shot at all season long, they beat the Miami Heat by double digits. The other thing coming out of that game was the injury to Bam Adebayo. It appeared that LaMelo Ball pulled his foot and tripped him and pulled his foot up and made him go leg up and bam, fall down on his back. He got fined, what was it, 35 grand for that. A lot of people feel like he should be suspended for it. I'm just like, in slow motion, everything looks bad. Like if you watch it in real time, I didn't really peep it, but looking at it in slow motion, it looked like, yeah, he did that shit. Seriously. It looked bad, and it was bad because Bam missed the rest of the game, and that was the end of their season. Ironically, their season ended in game number 83. The internet get on my nerves sometimes with some of the shit that they come up with. But that was a fantastic game. Brandon Miller came to play. Miles Bridges came to play. I love seeing Miles Bridges being successful and Miles Bridges being able to ball out and get his life back on track after the events that took place with him. Not going to bring him up, just going to say, love to see him bounce back from that. I'm happy for him. He got out there and he got busy. If he going to play like that, Brandon Miller going to hit shots at his clip. Kobe White coming off the bench, and what a big shot by him in the fourth quarter. So dope. And you add Con Knipple actually knocking shots down, I think they're going to go in Orlando, and I think they're going to beat them. For the simple fact that the Orlando Magic can't shoot. You can play all the defense in the world, and you can be all the physical that you want to be. But if you can't make shots, you're not going to advance. And again, I think Jamal Mosley is done in Orlando whenever their season ends. If it ends tomorrow night, he's gone. I mean, and again, Milwaukee, it'd probably be a good job for him, especially if they can hold on to Giannis. It's some pieces up there. They'll add some up there. As far as I'm concerned, I'll get to Milwaukee stuff like at another time. But I'll just throw this out there. Jamal Mosley, if he gets fired, and Taylor Jenkins should be the prime candidates for that job. I don't know who it is yet. I haven't read enough or haven't read up on it to see. The Western Conference game, listen, those games come on way too late for me. By the time those games come on, it be my bedtime. But I do get to catch them and get to rewatch them. And watching the Portland Trail Blazers, I am so surprised with that team. Rudy Fernandez. No, not Rudy Fernandez. I'm tripping. Tiago Splitter. Why am I thinking Rudy Fernandez? Tiago Splitter has done a fantastic job filling in for Chauncey Billups. And he got this team into the playoffs. And he got this team the 7th seed. They went on the road in the play-in and beat the Phoenix Suns. And what was the question that I asked? Would Dylan Brooks do something to cost his team? He got a technical, and it kind of bit him in the butt. But Danny Avila, oh my God, 40 ball. Hey, he gonna need to do a whole lot more of that against the San Antonio Spurs. It's gonna be very interesting to see. And last night's game, I mean, I talked a little bit about Orlando and Philly. Tyrese Maxey, dog. Paul George, impressive, Paul. Playoff P. Wasn't quite the playoff P we remember, but he got out there and he did what he had to do. VJ Edgecombe balling. I like that dude. He plays downhill. Didn't do a lot like when they came to Cleveland, the game that I did go to. When the Cavs played the Sixers, they kind of, but that was like early in the season. But at this point in the season, when you hit game 83, you're no longer a rookie. And they draw the Boston Celtics in the first round. I'll talk about that a little later. Joel Embiid is out indefinitely with the appendectomy. So that might be over with. And finally, the last play-in game, the Golden State Warriors. I'm saying this is the last dance because I really believe this is the last dance for them. I really feel like that. But if this is the last dance, hey, that boy Wardell Stephen Curry Jr., that boy is cold-blooded. That is one bad you know what. I don't know what else to say, man. I really don't. My glasses are so dirty. I should have cleaned that on, but it is what it is. More on that game last night. To hear Kawhi Leonard speak on the great defensive job and give the defensive praise to Draymond Green was awesome. It was even more awesome, Draymond Green's reaction, because Draymond was like, damn, he said that about me. he was taken aback. And Draymond did a great job on him down the stretch. And the Clippers blew that 13-point lead. Darius Garland played very well until he fouled out. Ben Mathurin played well until he fouled out. Kawhi Leonard was in handcuffs for most of the night, but he still had 21 points. The Clippers are a team, like, you get Garland and Mathurin, you have your backcourt. You have Kawhi Leonard, that's your cornerstone. If they add a couple of pieces and, well, I would say added in the draft, but their pick goes to gasp, Oklahoma City Thunder. It's going to be a lottery pick. And hopefully it's the 13th, 14th. Hopefully it's the late lottery. Bottom of the lottery. Sam Presti. This is all part of the SGA trade. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the play-in. Tomorrow's games, the Charlotte Hornets travel to take on the Orlando Magic. I'm picking the Charlotte Hornets for the simple fact they have shooters and the Orlando Magic don't. I mean, they have one, but that's not enough to combat LaMelo and Brandon and Kobe and Miles and Knipple. That's 5 guys that can shoot the 3-ball, I should say. On the other side, Desmond Bane is the only one who can consistently knock down the 3-ball. Anthony Black can't shoot. Jalen Suggs can't shoot. Paulo Banchero can't shoot. But Paulo Banchero bails the defense out when he shoots. Put your head down and drive your big ass to the hole. You are so powerful. You are so skilled. They can't stop you when you're going downhill. But I guess the NBA analytics tell these guys otherwise. But I'm picking Charlotte. And in the Western Conference play-in game, I want to pick the Golden State Warriors, but I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns. One road team, one home team, and those two teams that had the 8 seed going into the actual playoffs. Now, before we move on, and I should have done this at the beginning, but again, we're here for a good time, not a long time, and we get to it. Club Pizzle is brought to you by, powered by W Energy. W is clean, W is crisp, W is focused. No crash, no jitters, no why am I vibrating moments. Just straight up smooth energy that actually lets you lock in, whether you're editing at 2 a.m., gaming until sunrise, or just trying to make it through your workday. So how do you get your hands on W? Just go to W.com, pick something, and type in code PODGAWD, PODGAWD, at the checkout and get 10% off of your order. So don't play around, support the pod, support the movement. W Energy, level up and be legendary. Now, speaking about my Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm trying to, regular season over. 4 seed, 152 games. And for the beginning of the season, the first couple of months of the season, they played like crap. They had a lot of injuries. It was a lot of inconsistent play. But they found it at the new year, at the right time, after Christmas. Things started to trend their way. Trade deadline comes. Darius Garland is traded. DeAndre Hunter is traded. Why do I feel like somebody else is traded? But those two guys were traded. And in return, we get Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, and James Harden. And they have been such a huge addition to this team. They make them a better team, and they've been playing a lot better. My only worry about the Cleveland Cavaliers right now is the perimeter defense. They can't guard the 3 ball to save their freaking lives. And and rebounding. They gave up way too many second, third, fourth, and fifth chance points to teams that had no business doing that. And for a team to have 2 7-footers who can be rebounding machines, that's unacceptable. Defensively, they took a step back. Offensively, they stepped up. Donovan Mitchell played at an MVP level all season. Granted, he'll probably finish like 6th in MVP. But the 5 guys ahead of him, I understand. I do. James Harden getting here and inserting himself in this offense. He has been the quintessential point guard. He has been the point guard that Cleveland needed Darius Garland to be. He is the guard that Cleveland wanted Colin Sexton to be. He is the piece that they needed. He is the piece. Again, he helps the bigs. Him and Jared Allen, instant chemistry. Him and Evan Mobley are finding it. Speaking of those two, Jared Allen is going to need to show up, and he's going to need to be big, especially in this first round. Evan Mobley, whatever mental block he got, whatever it is, like hopefully he breaks it. I know they're playing the Toronto Raptors. We're going to hear for at least 4 games this so-called rivalry between Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, which is not a damn rivalry. Can we please just not even do it? I know ESPN is going to do it. because ESPN likes to stir up shit like that. The inside crew are going to bring up that negative and all of that crap, which is why I'm not going to watch them. If the Cavs are on those networks, hopefully I'll be at the game, or I'll just watch the stuff on mute. The rotation is pretty much set. However, Kenny Atkinson did say in interviews and in pressers this week that the starting five isn't all the way decided. And when I say the starting five is no way decided, he hasn't decided between Dean Wade, Jalen Tyson, and Max Strus and Sam Merrill in the starting lineup. We know Mitchell, Harden, Mobley, Allen. Who's the starting three? Is it going to be Wade? Is it going to be Tyson? Is Strus ready? Is it going to be Merrill? The Cavs tip off the playoffs on Saturday at 1 p.m. Of course, they do that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give my prediction on them when I do my playoff preview, and we'll talk about it. Couple of quick things before I get to some business, some NBA business. Just basketball heavy today. The NBA had their most viewers in 24 years. 170 million people, or 170 million in the U.S. That's up 86% from last year. NBA games across ABC/ESPN, Amazon Prime, NBC/Peacock, and NBA TV had their highest viewership in 13 years, up over 35% over last year. 57 of those telecasts averaged 2 million viewers. Also, 920 hours of games were watched. That's up 25%. I put in a lot of those hours myself. I ain't going to hold you. I watched a lot of NBA basketball. Shout out to League Pass and shout out to Cleveland Cavaliers for gifting me League Pass. Love it. The attendance over the past 3 seasons is higher than any 3-season span in NBA history. The NBA Cup viewership was up 90%, and 8.8 million viewers for the All-Star Game is the highest since 2011. Translation, people are watching, and it's like I've been saying for years. People only bitch and complain on the internet. And Charles Barkley complains on Inside the NBA. Everybody's talking about nobody's watching the games. These games suck. Nobody wants to watch this. Nobody wants to go to the games. That is a crock of shit. People are watching. People are going. People are spending their money. Yes, it is very expensive to go to a ball game. It is very expensive. I go solo, and it's expensive. Even though my season ticket plan, I'll say this. I'll recommend people if you like basketball or if you love basketball as much as I do recommend getting a season ticket plan. You could get a quarter season. A quarter season is like 10 games, 11 games, and a preseason game. There are perks in that. You get free for the Cavaliers. You get free tickets for Monsters games. You get free tickets to the Cleveland Charge games, which are a good time if you're into if you're a basketball person like me, like the G League. I was locked in on the G League for like 3 or 4 years. I just chose not to renew my season ticket plan with them because I bumped up to a half a season plan for the Cavaliers. What else? You get League Pass for free. They give you that. You get a discount at the gift shop. At the team shop. There are a bunch of little events that they do. They do a chalk talk. when you get to talk to somebody in the front office. I got a chance to sit in and talk with Mike Gansey this year. He was Mark Price last year. Pretty awesome. Discounts on the food down there because the food is expensive. If y'all been down the Rocket Arena this year and y'all see the price of that shit they got at Swenson's, absolutely not. Kiss my ass. I'm not paying $25 for that. When I can drive 10 minutes from my house and go to Swenson's and get like half the menu for what they charge you down there. Seriously. There's a bunch of stuff, man. You can get access to watch them do the shoot around before the gates open. It's a lot of stuff. So I recommend people, even if you get the quarter season package, they are affordable. I didn't know season tickets was this affordable until I start getting them. I say, oh, okay. If I'd have known that, I would have been a season ticket holder 20 years ago, honestly. So again, people are going, people are watching. Every Cavaliers game that I've been to this year, and I think I've been to about 30 games this year. I think I went to about 30 of them. Didn't go to all of them. I went to most of them. It was packed. No matter who they were playing, they was packed in there. People were there. So all of this crap, again, people only complain and cry on the internet. It's what people do. All right, moving on. I have my finalists for MVP award for the NBA, the regular season awards. And the news came down this morning. I finished up yesterday. I had it. Y'all saw the graphic. And the news came down this morning that the NBA has granted Cade Cunningham and Luka Doncic both be eligible for postseason awards. And I was like, damn, so I got to pivot. But now I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pivot. I'll just slot those guys in with what I got. So I'm going to start at the back and go to the front. I'm going to start at Coach of the Year. I have 3 finalists, except for the MVP race. I got 5. Coach of the Year, we got Joe Mazzulla from Boston, J.B. Bickerstaff from Detroit, and Mitch Johnson from San Antonio. Those are the 3 finalists. All 3 of those coaches have done a fantastic job. Joe Mazzulla, the job he did with the Celtics, missing your best player in Jason Tatum. And yes, I think Jason Tatum is a better player than Jaylen Brown. Sue me. J.B. Bickerstaff leading the Detroit Pistons to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, like the 3rd best record in the NBA. Highly, highly impressive. And the job Mitch Johnson has done with the San Antonio Spurs. I wasn't expecting them to go 62-20 this year, but then I forgot what franchise I was dealing with. This dude was handpicked by Greg Popovich. And if we know what Greg Popovich did for 30 years, then we should already be like, okay. And my pick for Coach of the Year out of these finalists, thought this was gonna be easy, but it's not. I'm gonna go with Joe Mazzulla. I think the voters are gonna go with Joe Mazzulla. One, because it's big market Boston. And that team was supposed to be, I don't even think I had the Boston Celtics going to the playoffs this year, or did I have them in the play-in? It was something like that. I wasn't expecting them to be the damn 2 seed. I didn't expect my Cavaliers to play like shit the first 6 weeks of the season. But, that's why you play the games. So Joe Mazzulla is going to take Coach of the Year. He has done a fantastic job out there. I'm not even going, I can't even hate on him. It just, it is what it is. Clutch player of the year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, and Tyrese Maxey. All three of these guys are top-notch guys, all stars, former MVPs, NBA champions, with the exception of Maxey. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win that one. The voters are going to give it to him. The sixth man of the year, Keldon Johnson from San Antonio, Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Miami Heat, and Nas Big Jelly Reed from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Three guys like Keldon Johnson. I seen that dude in person. It's him. And you got to think, he's been there for a while. He was there when they were trash. And then you bring in Vassell and Castle and Wemby and Harper and look at that squad where they were. Like, he took a diminished role and he made it happen. So Keldon Johnson will probably win Sixth Man of the Year. Most improved player, Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Atlanta Hawks, Jalen Duren from the Detroit Pistons, and Denny Avila from the Portland Trailblazers. I wanna, you know what? I'm gonna go with Denny for the simple fact that the Portland Trailblazers aren't supposed to be here. Their coach got a Fed case over his head and got arrested the day after their opening game. This team was supposed to bend, break, fold, and be poof gone at the top of the lottery, trying to get AJ or Boozer or one of the top college guys. But no, they say Tiago Splitter say, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go out and we're going to compete. And this dude has been bringing it all year. He's the one dude on the all-star list that I was like, excuse me? But watching him play, I get it. Rookie of the year. Kyle Knipple from Charlotte, Cooper Flagg from Dallas, VJ Edgecombe from Philadelphia. These three have been the top three rookies all year. I'm going to go with Kyle Knipple just because he contributed to team success. But something tells me that Knipple and Cooper Flagg are going to share this award. Everything in my brain is telling me that it's going to be a shared award. So if that happens, y'all already know. Pizzle said it. Defensive player of the year, Victor Wembanyama from San Antonio, Chet Holmgren from OKC, and S.R. Thompson from the Detroit Pistons. All three of these guys, and these three guys are probably going to be all defensive team, first team. Without a doubt. But come on, man. He made the cut. He played the allotted amount of games. He qualifies. And any year this dude qualifies, he's going to win the defensive player of the year. And his name is Victor Wembanyama. He makes everybody's job hard. You can't shoot a layup on this dude. You can't shoot a midi on this dude. You can't shoot a three-pointer on this dude. I'm almost certain if somebody tried to get a half-court heave off at the end of the game and a buzzer beater, this dude would find a way to block it. It's almost unfair. So Wemby wins Defensive Player of the Year. And MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Oklahoma City, Victor Wembanyama from San Antonio, Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets, and adding Luka Doncic from the Los Angeles Lakers and Cade Cunningham from the Detroit Pistons. That makes a lot of these people. I'm so glad I don't have a vote in real life because I would have somebody split it. No, I won't. I'm lying. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to go back to back. Even though Nikola Jokic leads the league in rebounding and assists as a slow-footed 7-footer who can't jump over a piece of paper. And the voters are tired of voting for him. This whole voting fatigue thing, I think that's a crock of shit. Because LeBron James should have like 6 or 7 MVPs. Nikola Jokic should have been the MVP He should have like 4 of them. They gave one to Joel Embiid because voter fatigue. I think that's crap. And I think that's a crappy excuse. And any voter who says they give is voter fatigue, they're tired of voting for one dude, should have their vote taken away immediately and permanently. Just a thought of mine. But SGA is going to win his second straight most valuable player. He is the best player on the best team in the league, even though like Jokic averaged a triple-double again, and that in any other time, like that should be an automatic MVP, and it was only the case one year, the first year Russell Westbrook did it. And Russell Westbrook made it look like it wasn't nothing. Absolutely amazing. He's done it 4 times, and I think this is the first or the second. This is the second or the third time Nikola Jokic has done it. And to lead the league in rebounds and assists. Rebounds, I get it. He's 7 foot. A big man leading the league in assists. A center, a true center, leading the league in assists. I think the only other time that's been done is Wilt Chamberlain. So we are seeing a once in a lifetime thing. That's MVP, like, vote for him. Kay Cunningham, the job he did, and he's the best player on that Pistons team. Luka Doncic led the league in scoring, almost 35 a game. He is the reason, because he is the top option in LA now. LeBron isn't anymore. Bron is a third option that's moving back into that first option role because Luka's injured. But let's move on. The playoffs start Saturday. I'll just run through these real quick. I'll just give my first round predictions, and then I'll tell you who I think is going to be in the NBA Finals, and then we're going to go. In the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons opponent is yet to be determined. They will face the winner of the Charlotte Hornets and Orlando Magic SoFi play-in game, which takes place tomorrow night. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. Give me the Cavs in 5. I want to say Cavs in 4, but the Toronto Raptors, I'm not going to disrespect them like that. They're good for one game, I believe. Because they do got a squad over there. Brandon Jennings, RJ Barrett. Not Brandon Jennings. Brandon Ingram. Why am I thinking Brandon Jennings? Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes. Jacoporto's still up. Jacoporto's still up there too, right? They got a squad, and their coach is a hell of a coach. Like, I like that guy. I like him. But y'all going up against my squad. Like, we the real kings of the North. You know what I mean? Cavs in 5. The New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. I'm putting the Knicks on upset alert, but I'm going to go Knicks in 7. I think the Hawks have enough guys with size, that can bother Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has trouble with bigger defenders, guys that he can't bully. Case in point, against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dean Wade has had that man in handcuffs for 3 games. They may have won 2, but he had him in handcuffs. The Hawks have guys that can throw at him. Dyson Daniels, who's a hell of a defender. Jalen Johnson, who's a hell of a defender. I'm going Knicks in 7. And the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers round out the Eastern Conference bracket. I'm going to go Celtics in 5. I think the Sixers will eke out a victory just because the Celtics, they have one game every couple of games where the shots aren't falling. It be like that. Moving on to the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder's opponent has yet to be determined. They will take on the winner of the Golden State Warriors and Phoenix Suns play-in game, which will be played tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I got Detroit in 5 and whoever they play. I want it to be Charlotte. If it's Charlotte, it's Pistons in 6. OKC in 4. I don't give a damn who it is. Don't matter. Phoenix, 4. Golden State, OKC in 4. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets, as of right now, I got Rockets in 6. Simply because I don't believe a 41-year-old LeBron James is going to be able to carry this Laker team. I don't know what DeAndre Ayton is going to look like in this series. DeAndre Ayton hasn't been the same since Nikola Jokic had him discombobulated. And that was 3 years ago. DeAndre Ayton ain't been the same dude since. KD, Ahmed Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr. It's too much. And I don't think the Lakers got it, especially without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Now with Luka and Austin in there, it's the Lakers in 5. But I got Rockets in 6. Honestly. The Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is going to be the best series of the first round. I got the Nuggets in 6, though. Anthony Edwards is so fun to watch. The Minnesota Timberwolves is so fun to watch. Anthony Edwards, Naj Reed, Julius Randle. And Joker has Rudy Gobert's number. And I trust the Nuggets more than I trust the T-Wolves, especially the healthy Nuggets. Jamal Murray, if Aaron Gordon's healthy, it's over. It's over. And the San Antonio Spurs against the Portland Trail Blazers, I'm going to go Spurs in 6. There's going to be a lot of 6 games series, a couple 5s, maybe 1 4. My Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, I got the Cavs beating the Pistons in the second round. I still feel that way. They aren't afraid of the Cavs aren't afraid of anybody, but they really aren't afraid of the Detroit Pistons, especially after those last 2 games they played and the one they had James Harden in the game that I was there. I believe Jared Allen might have been out, but a healthy Cavaliers team over the Detroit Pistons in 6. And in the Western Conference, I got the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the Denver Nuggets. Yes, I believe the experience of the Denver Nuggets can beat the San Antonio Spurs in a 7-game series. That's my belief. I believe Joker is the one guy that Wemby doesn't have figured out yet or won't have figured out yet, and he will get his eventually, but right now it belongs to Joker. My NBA Finals, it pains me to say this, the Boston Celtics are going to win the East, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the West. This is the NBA Finals that like a year late, because this is the NBA Finals I had last year. And then Jason Tatum got hurt. I am of the belief that the Boston Celtics would have come back and beat the Knicks. And then they would have beat the Indiana Pacers. And they probably, they'd have lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder last year. So my NBA Finals is Boston and OKC. And my NBA champion is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're still the best team in the NBA. They're still the deepest team in the NBA. Best offensively, best defensively, even though I don't agree with their defensive tactics. It's a lot of hacking and a lot of non-calls that get called. They get away with it, and as long as they get away with it, they are going to continue to dominate. If they're healthy, they're winning. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are the NBA champ, or will be the back-to-back NBA champions. And with that said, y'all, we are going to get out of here. Again, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, WrestleMania preview show. I got the top 10 WrestleManias of all time. I also have the top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time, as well as I'm going to be previewing and giving my predictions for the cards. Y'all already know the vibes. When I do wrestling predictions, I barely miss. I'm like 96.4% with my wrestling predictions. So if y'all be doing parlays and stuff like that, if they have it on the WWE stuff, y'all already know y'all can count on Pizzle to give y'all those things. Y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive because negative energy is trash. Until tomorrow, peace out, y'all.